what happens next. And so we can't forget, not just Kalief's story, but all of our stories in here that haven't been told, or those stories of those that you know, your family, your loved ones, neighbors. One thing that I understand from doing panels is that we're not the only ones. And so, I don't even think this is right. We're not the only ones that have a story to be told. And so where you can relate is the same kind of help that you would be able to push forward to make sure this doesn't happen again. And it doesn't happen, action doesn't happen the next day or the same day. As you can see, this has been a fight that my mother tirelessly exhausted herself and ended up dying because of. Many families, like Erica Garner, who marched with us numerous times, ended up dying of a heart attack as well. I mean, they really do take a lot out of you to fight for justice. And if it weren't for things like this kind of forum, or standing up and having people come out with you in the streets and march because the news doesn't want to tell your story or your family member's story, this is what actually does it. Imagine if we can all just imagine right now, if we all took to the streets right now in response to something that just happened, we would get attention. Not because the story, but because people care. And not that the government doesn't care. We could say a lot of individuals don't, but we force them to care. With our voices and with our time, when we hold up a bridge, because we're marching on a bridge, imagine all of us on a bridge, marching across the GW, we're stopping a lot of traffic at this point in time right now, right? And so that's what gets the attention. And so starting, shut down Rikers when we first started, it was 3 months after Kalief passed. Kalief, for a lot of people that doesn't know, when they first heard Kalief's story, let's kind of just take a step back and understand who we're talking about. He's a child. I mean, we've all already passed the age of 16, right? Yeah. And so we could understand what it felt like to be a 16-year-old. What are we missing at 16 if we're locked up? Graduation? Having a girlfriend?
I would say the biggest thing is, I was gonna say prom.
Prom? How about your older family members having a child? How about your mother coming to visit you while you're on Rikers or a place like Rikers, and she can't make her visit because the jail shut down? Y'all know that happens, right? And yet, outside that gate, while you're in that cell, she's having a heart attack. My mom ended up having a heart attack on Rikers, her first heart attack on Rikers, because she couldn't visit or couldn't make the visit because she got there and they shut down the jail and said that something happened, and she freaked out because she thought, oh my God, my son, something happened to him. And so she ended up having her heart attack on Rikers. And Kalief, not knowing this, just knowing that he was expecting a visit and the jail got shut down, found out after. So felt guilty that she came to visit him and then ended up having a heart attack. But we're talking about a kid though, who's not just getting the educational services that, whether it's in public school or private or wherever, that child is missing out on the nutritional value that he or she should be getting from home. My mom, she adopted 11 of us, forced to care 33 of us. And so we all look like this room. Kalief obviously is not my blood brother, but he's my blood brother. But any one of y'all could be, because my mom took it. It didn't matter what race or nationality you came from. She saw a need, and she as a mother took on that responsibility. More than a full-time job. But this is what also happens when you're coming from the Bronx, in a poor neighborhood, when you have a lot of kids. And so my mom